Welcome to the first episode of Justin Rides. Trips in the Hammer. For the first episode, we're just going to cruise down Cannon Street. I think it's probably the best bike lane in all of Hamilton. It's one of the only really dedicated ones with good terrain, so you don't feel like you're on bumpy surfaces all the time. There is Cannon Street. Oh, I guess I should talk about what this channel is going to be about. Mainly about riding around everywhere but Toronto. As I'm sure that's been covered and is being covered by a whole lot of people right now. But few people are doing the outskirts of Ontario. Like Hamilton, not the greatest city in the world. One might say it's the, how can one put it? The most unkept city in the world. Well, at least in Ontario. This is probably the weirdest bike path for switching lanes you can see here. If you're a Strava fan, this is known as the zipper merge. As you can see it. Why? I guess I forgot to even talk about what this channel is going to be about. Like I said, it's going to be about traversing around Ontario, mostly the Hammer. Hopefully get some outskirts areas like Grimsby, other parts of Hamilton, like Ancaster and Dundas, which is a pretty nice place to go, as I've just moved here recently from Toronto. And I've been biking around all winter, trying to see what's going on. Unfortunately, for the first video, I picked the most gloomiest looking day, or whatever. It only gets better from here, I guess. This is also the city where Tim Hortons was born. As the first Tim Hortons. It also is Tim Hortons Field, where the Hamilton Tiger Cats play for the CFL. I'm sure I'll go through another video with that at some point in the future. But it's an old industrial city. Mainly steel. For you Americans fans, it's pretty much exactly like Pittsburgh, and is getting gentrified just the same way. As a lot of people from Toronto are moving here now because your money goes way farther. For instance, renting. In Toronto, you can rent a basement apartment for almost $2,000. In Hamilton, you can get an entire house, which is pretty much what me and my wife did at this point. Just makes life a lot easier, as COVID has obviously limited a lot of mobility, and I don't have to work away from home. I work from home all the time, as now there's my wife, so it makes it a lot easier not having to be in Toronto. This is some of the areas I visited the first time we came down here to see where we're going to move. My second favorite KFC. One day will be my favorite. But for now, my second favorite, just because the one I use is a lot closer. As you can see, Cannon is great because it's a nice dedicated bike path. You can traverse it right across Hamilton, relatively quickly. while having to deal with any traffic at all. Oh, nice wind behind my back. Also making this trip a lot faster right now. So I'm barely using any energy. We're going over 35 kilometers an hour. I'm also thinking of doing some drone videos inside of here. Also some multiple webcam, multiple cameras. They went from the back, different angles. Who knows? Let's see. That's a big truck. It's supposed to be my off day for biking, but I figured I take a quick ride out here, see if all this video and audio equipment is working correctly. I think I'm going to go up to the Waterfront by Cannon, which showcases across the, I think it's a lake, showcases across the lake, Burlington. Then on my way back home.
Like whale down
there. This is James Street North. Very busy street. Haven't really traversed it too much yet, but hopefully in the future I can check it out more. As me and my wife have only been here for 3 months now, and it's finally getting good enough to ride again. So we'll see what happens. Let that truck pass. Like I said, Hamilton is getting gentrified just like Pittsburgh is, or has become, which is a good thing and obviously a bad thing. But what's happening, you're seeing a lot of specialty shops opening up, like specialty donut shops, coffee places, getting away from that Starbucks look. It used to be the signature of gentrification. We're on the outskirts of downtown Hamilton right now. Not the greatest city, the downtown core. Not as exciting as other cities, but on a better looking day I will go through there properly and showcase some interesting places downtown. This street, you continue going off the bridge, you end up on Burlington, next door neighbor city to Hamilton. Not as interesting of a city to go to, but the waterfront area is quite nice. I know somebody's gonna complain that I jumped the light, but whatever. I looked both ways, I kept it safe. Hopefully my back tires aren't making too much noise when I stop pedaling. That can cause a lot of issues with sound, I imagine. Good thing I'm catching a lot of green lights, so I don't have to stop and start as much. Alright, I may stop talking as I try to go up this hill on my day off of training. Going way too hard on this day. Can't remember the park name on my right here, but it's an old military base as well as a castle in here. That's right, Dundurn National Park. I should do a walking video through there at one point. But I'm shot for a quick spin today. I can head a little bit more the outskirts of downtown, the more the center of it. Well, center outskirts. You guys ever want to visit Hamilton from Toronto? There's a GO bus that takes you straight here, as well as you take the GO train to Aldershot in Burlington and take the Hamilton GO bus here. It's a great alternative. Actually, it's to be honest, the better way of getting here. As the alternative is a little bit longer. Whee! Sorry if I'm not being too descriptive on the videos right now. Once I learn the city a little bit better, I'll give you a little bit more information on what's going on around here. All I know is it's freaking cold a little bit here and gloomy looking. All right. What church is this over here? All right, I gotta slow down. The GO bus that goes to Aldershot. It's right about to pass it right about now. It's about 15-minute bus ride, so not too long from Aldershot. Then they're 45 minutes to an hour on the go. Obviously, depending on what time of the day you go. One thing I like about Hamilton compared to Toronto is a lot less high rises. You can actually see over things here. Makes it a lot more exciting. As opposed to Toronto. The only problem I have, honestly, lack of good places to eat compared to Toronto. Well, that's not necessarily true. Just less convenient places to eat in Hamilton. We're about halfway through the roundabout here to the waterfront area of Hamilton. Great place for trails, and you can actually see the botanical gardens on the other side. I'm sure my speed's about to drop, and I'm about to head back into the headwind shortly. Who knows? Let's see how bad it is. Not sure if this is a rich neighborhood, but there are some crazy ass houses on this block. Oh yeah, wind's picking up. Definitely picked up. It's a very empty street. One problem with this street is there are lots of bumps everywhere. Makes it extremely difficult to stay consistent while biking. Oh boy. Also, if you're a bike climber, Hamilton is one great place to bike, as we have the escarpment and tons of paths that go up to it. I'm sure in some video in the future I'll climb it, but that's right now, oh hell no. I've climbed it before. Unless you want to hear me heavy breathing for 5-6 minutes, we'll do it next time. All right, we're coming up on our left-hand side here by the waterfront. No cars are coming, so I guess I'll cross. Oh. Path does get very busy during the day, especially on a warm day. It's hard to even bike here. You can see on the left-hand side there's the botanical gardens. I believe it's in Burlington. Don't quote me on it. I'm sure I'll get there at some point. Well, just recently here, doing some small hikes, the water. Unfortunately, I brought the wrong shoes because it was muddy as hell. My shoes turned to shit. Whew. You hear that? It's just a highway next to us. Cross over to Burlington. In a few seconds, we're going to go under it. See the wide open area of the lake. Assuming it's a lake, I believe it is a lake. Oh boy, it's windy. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Here it is, the hammer from the water. Steel City. There's actually, if you go a little bit further, a battleship. Fortunately, it was closed due to COVID, but hopefully once it opens up, we can go visit, get a nice tour of that battleship. It's similar to the battleships in New York City or aircraft carriers. I actually think this is a battleship where you're allowed to do tours on top of it. Hopefully I'll get a chance. I'll be quiet so you can enjoy the view. For you Strava fans, this is a often ridden area for KOMs. The only problem with doing the KOMs, you have to come really early in the morning or really late at night when there's nobody around. Otherwise, you're just not gonna have the room to do it. As like I said, a lot of people tend to walk here a lot. Luckily, it's too cold for most people, so I get a little extra room. We're almost coming up to the end of this video. So I'm just going to go to the end of this Waterfront trail, call it a day. Yeah, I shouldn't be riding this much on my off day as I am right now. As the wind is picking up, getting kind of annoying. In the winter times, some of these small areas freeze over and you can skate on it easily. But that time of the year is over. Spring is around the corner. Yeah, right here on the left-hand side, this whole area freezes over. You know, sometimes see people skating on it. Not my thing. Too scared to hit a soft spot and it cracks and I go deep into that water. So I'll avoid it at all costs. Ice rinks, only for me. Well, I haven't skated this year at all. Mainly because of COVID and moving. Hopefully next year, we'll see what happens. All right, coming up to the end of the first video. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. I'll look it over and see what I can improve on. Hopefully do it on a day that's not this cold. All right, signing off. Catch you whenever.